Hello, Cindy. Good morning. How do you do? Can you hear us? Good morning. Good to hear you. Good to hear you and good to see you. If you wish, you can unmute yourself and speak. This is also a possibility. If you have questions, you can ask, you can share, whatever you like. Shabbat Shalom, Cindy. Shabbat Shalom, everyone on YouTube. I would like to start with the Bible. The Bible, or the 5 books of Moses, is the book of being. Though we read many names, many occasions, so to speak, many stories, those are different appearances or different phenomenon of the being, of the source. Is it clear? Weinreb makes a beautiful sketch or diagram in his book while trying to express this concept, and he takes the name, the tetragrammaton, the 4 letters, as a map of numbers. This is the name of 4 letters, Yod, Hey, Vav, Hey, and Weinreb takes it as, in a way, mathematical expression. Yod is 10, Hey is 5, yes, Vav is 6, and another Hey is 5. This is a print in which the Holy Blessed, or the nomenon, sang his name during the generations. Therefore, we have 10 generations from Adam to Noah, 10 generations, the Yod, and then we have 5 generations from Noah to the Tower of Babel, and then we have 6 generations from the Tower of Babel until there is opposite of Sodom, and then 5 more generations until Egypt, or in a way the Exodus. Is this concept clear? Cindy, have you read this in the first chapter? Have you met this in the book? Oh, the destruction. Yes, in Hebrew they call it the opposite of Sodom, but this is the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah. The destruction. In Hebrew they call it opposite. To opposite meaning to destroy. If something is standing opposite it means a destruction. The opposite of Sodom. This is how the Hebrew writes about it. This is how the angel comes and deliver the message to Abram. Yes, I'm going to opposite Sodom. I'm going to opposite, in a way, in Hebrew, the order that man, yes, thinks what life is about. Yes, this is to opposite, because man thinks that with his brain, he can control everything. This is the narrative of Sodom. And comes the angels and inform or notifies Abraham that, so to speak, this order is going to be opposite or destroyed. This is not a man's made order. Yes? So, but do we understand the relations between the generations or the numbers? This is a map of generations in a way. Though the Bible mentions the name, yes, the names of the generations, in a way, I would say it's not necessary, because we see the print 10, 5, 6, 5, and this is the print of the origin as it is reflected in the life or the appearance of the generations. But the generations are just mirroring higher picture, not themselves. Again, this is not a personal story of Abraham, of Noah. No, all of them are just mirroring a higher picture. From Sodom, okay, the last A is the generations, yes, from Sodom to Egypt, to the enslavement in Egypt. Yes, from Abraham, yes, or Lot, basically Abraham to Moses, yes. And then we have, or Isaac, it's better to, because at the same evening, the angels came and delivered 3 messages to Abraham. One was to heal him from the circumcision. Another angel comes and informed him about the birth of Isaac. And another one informed him about the destruction of Sodom. So we can look at it. Shabbat Shalom, Yanis, Shabbat Shalom. So from Isaac to Moses, this is also, yes, the last 5 generations. Yes, because the opposite of Sodom is, in a way, the birth of Isaac. This is a new order. Yes, it's not what men think. Do you understand, Yanis? We are speaking about the generations from Adam to Moses. Yes, there are 26 generations, but they are, in a way, are not private stories. They're just mirroring a higher reality. So, shall I repeat the order? Cindy, did you understand the relations between the generations, the story? Shall I repeat? I can also send a video about it. We made a beautiful video. Oops. This is the air condition here. So, in a way, it is quite interesting because there isn't any private story. All of the names, all of, so to speak, the stories are just reflecting a print. A print of what? Or of whom? Yes, of the Holy Blessed He, or the nomenon, or the source, or the origin. We, as people, we tend to lock ourselves on little stories and to say, this is it, this is what it reflects. But there isn't any private stories, because all of those stories, all of those generations, in a way they are beads, yes? But when they're coming up together, this is one necklace. And the necklace is the name of God. Being, not becoming. Being. Why, and this is a question, why Isaac is, or the birth of Isaac? Because at the same evening, or the same noon, I would say, Abraham gets 2 messages. One angel or one messenger comes to heal him. This is Raphael. Another one comes to tell him, Michael, that next year he's going to have a son. And another one, Gabriel, is going to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah. Now, if we just put aside the fact that one angel came to heal Abraham from the procedures, and we just look at the 2 opposite, in a way, messages, a happy message that next year you're going to have a son, and so to speak, a sad message, because there is intention to opposite or destroy Sodom, that Abraham nephews is dwelling there, Lot. Now, how can you see or perceive seemingly those two opposite messages, the birth of Isaac and the opposite of Sodom? How can you see or how you can harmonize those seemingly two opposite messages? Shabbat Shalom, Shlomo. Yes? Again, we're just repeating the question. 3 messengers are coming to visit Abraham. One is to heal him from the circumcision. Another one comes to inform him about the birth of Isaac. And a third one comes to inform him about the destruction of Sodom. Now, how can we harmonize if we leave aside the angel that came to heal him? How we can settle the two opposite messages? Yes, there is a positive, so to speak, message about the birth of Isaac. This is quite positive. But there's another, so to speak, negative. The destruction of Sodom. How can we settle those two opposites? Yes, Cindy, I see this as God's, yes, continual promise after the flood. Isaac is born to continue the right side of the tree of life. Sodom is destroyed, but there is still life coming. Yes, yes, that's correct. Yes, like God is like, yes, like cutting the branch that he's not interested and letting, yes, a spark to continue. Yes? This is it. This is it. In a way, I would like to open the name Sodom in Hebrew. In English, we say Sodom. Sodom. In Hebrew, Sodom, 4 letters. When we rearrange these letters in a different order, we get Mossad. Mossad is an institutional. Institution. So in a way, Sodom, because the Bible is not his history book. So what is Sodom? Sodom, Sdom, Shalom Ebigeh. What is Sodom? Sdom. Otiot Mossad, letters Mossad, institution. So in a way, yes, the source, the origin, will destroy the institution or the institutional thinking. And with it brings a new spark. Do we understand how Sodom, in a way, is not historical city, but a perspective? Do we understand that? Yes? Every institutional thinking is Sodom. What is institutional thinking? What do you think is institutional thinking? What is there is a lore about Sodom. I will tell. It is written in many books, and from this you can extract. You can see what is institutional thinking. There is a story that says that every visitor or a guest that used to come to Sodom and wanted to spend the night, like Visitors do. They go, they book hotel, motel. So there used to be one bed in Sodom, or one measure. If the guest was short, yes, or not tall as the bed was, or as long as the bed was, they used to stretch his feet and arms, like in the Inquisition, that his feet or his legs and arms will fit the size of the bed. And if the guest was very tall and he did not fit the bed, they used to cut his legs and arms that he will fit in this bed. Now, according to this law, what is an institutional thinking? Yes, yes, fixed mindset. Yes, yes. What else? Yes, yes. If life, yes, do not fit to the frame I see it, I cut life. I cut the extra, or I lengthen. It doesn't, yes? Life in a box. Life in a box. What I perceive, this is life. What I don't perceive, I don't see, I cannot grasp, is not life. Does not exist. This is institutional thinking. We shall tell you what the truth is. This is what happens in many churches, in many synagogues, yes, in many houses. Yes, what I tell, some not I, yes, but someone defines what truth is, and this is what it is, and nobody's questioning it even. Institutional thinking is whatever, yes, that maintain the life of the institution, which is self-interest. Yes, this is institutional thinking, is self-interest. This type of thinking causes, yes, institutional thinking, it means there is no free expression. There is one line or one frame, and everybody, it's like in communist. Yes, communism is a very good example of that. Everybody's equal, so to speak. Yeah, everybody's breathing, everybody's under gravity. In this sense, we're all equal. Yes? But everybody's equal. So we shall cut, yes, the legs of those who have long legs and long arms, and we shall stretch. Yes, this is communism. Everything that will not fit the institution agenda, yes, will be thrown from university. Yes, because what he or she finds in the research, in an open research or thesis, is not fitting. Yes? Closed mindset, not open, closed. Nothing institutional thinking is nothing new can come. Everything had been already known to the generations. So there is no new avenue, no spark. Everything is fermented. Yes, yes, that's correct. Yes, religion is also institutional. Yes, and this is, and all of you are right. Yes, and here comes a higher power and says, this thing will not stand. Institutional thinking, any kind, in any time, will be destroyed. Yes, institutional thinking in any time of any kind will be destroyed. And parallel to it, I'm going to laugh at your ways. This is the birth of Isaac, the laughter. So, on one hand, every institutional thinking shall be destroyed, abuse will be destroyed, and I shall laugh. My plan is different, is open. So in a way, it is like, in this way we can see the harmony in the opposites. Yes? On one hand, the destruction of Sodom, institutional thinking, and on the other hand, the birth of laughter, of joy. Yes? Because laughter or joy does not come from closed space. Yes? From agenda. Laughter, yes, does not come from a square and closed room. Just from seeing things from far. Yes, from out of the box. This is the birth of Isaac. I'm not bound to space and time. Laughter is not bound to space and time. Yes, Cindy, I've always heard that, yes, marriage is institution, depends of how you look at it. There is just an example. There is one way to see marriage as husband and wife. Yes, this is institution, meaning husband Baal, like the, how do you say, the foreign, the idolatry Baal, the owner, Baal Veisha. Yes, this is institution. Yes, and there is another way to see marriage as friendship. This is a higher, yes, this is a higher level of relations. Yes, not contract marriage. Baal Veisha, husband and wife, this is like contract. Everybody keeps his side of the contract, and what is around them or all between them is standing. It stands on functionality. Yes? But there's another kind of relationship when there's a friendship. And this is not institution. Because everything happens from caring and loving. This is not an institution. Yes, many households are working on husband and wife. Yes. Contract marriage. He does his share. He brings, let's say, go 100 years before our time, he brings the salary, she raises the children. This is a functional marriage. Institution. To make the new generation, let's say, walk, talk, fed, and so on. This is a functional marriage. This is institution. Many households are just functional. And when the function is end, when the children are leaving the house, because they're growing, they're going to university, they're going, everything does not hold any water, and each one goes to his way or her way. Yes, in this manner, this is an institution. Yes, but there are cases in which he and she are friends. This is a completely different take. There sometimes, maybe you have met people or yourselves, you've seen it, people are going for a blind date. Yes, or they meet others in different circumstances, and people sometimes come to relationship with supermarket list or list, how they see life and what do they expect, yes, from the other side to bring to the relation. They have this and that, I will not count now. But this is a kind of perspective. They think they go to the supermarket, yes, or to Office Depot, and they want to, their list, yes, will happen. So when they meet someone and he answers like few, let's say, bullet points from the list, and she answers few bullet points of his list, he is happy, she is happy, and they get married. This is institutional marriage. This is a contract. She gets what she wants, children, let's say. He gets what he wants, steady house and wife to take to parties. Yes, this is institutional marriage. It shares interest of both of them. This is institutional. And its function. They're building a house, raise children. Everything is there. But everything circles around interests. He wants to be promoted. He needs a stable wife and house behind him. She wants a stable income and children. And everybody agrees this is a deal. A deal. And there's another kind of relationship or marriage when people say, we like each other, we like to be with each other and see what happens. They don't come, I want house with 5 rooms and 3 children or garden or whatever. We just like to be together. This is it. This is a different kind of life. Yes, Shlomo, thank you, Cindy. Duality is institutional by definition. There is two. Yes, 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 yes. There is a beautiful sketch in which we can draw the 26 generations around the 10 spheres or around the 4 letters of the name. When Isaac, laughter, is at Sfirat Yesod, like 6 generations, yes? So he is the 6, Sfirat Yesod. Yesod is foundation, yes? Foundation against what? Institution. And foundation, Yesod, Yesod in Hebrew, also holds the secret. Sod. Sod is secret. And the secret is laughter. And this is what holds everything together. Questions so far? So again, the Bible is not story of personal people. There is no, in a way, personas in the Bible at all. There are names, yes, but not persona. Life are moving through the names, yes, and while life is moving or mirroring through names, we can see how the source, the energy in rest, becomes an energy in motion. And this is how we can see the picture of the 26 generations. In a way, each and every one of the names is an instrument through which we can see the divine soul in action. And here we go to Cain, because Cain had no other choice but to be Cain. This his destination, is his destination to be Cain. Yes, Cindy. Hello.
Hello, good morning. Can y'all hear me?
Can you hear Cindy? I cannot hear Cindy. Can you hear her? Yanis, Felipe, Shabbat Shalom, Shlomo. Can you hear Cindy? I can't.
Hello.
1 second.
Oh,
Yes, I can, Cindy. Finally. Yes,
okay.
thank you.
Okay, good. I sort of have a question, just kind of came to me about when Sodom was destroyed and how Lot and his wife and his daughters, were pulled out of the destruction. But it's interesting to me how, so the institution was destroyed, the way of life, and they ran, and then they were not to look back. And his wife looked back and became a pillar of salt. He and the daughters escaped still, but they went into hiding. It seems like they just couldn't understand a life outside of what they knew, and even in that hiding became institutional again.
Yes.
Because like we will die, we have to procreate, and we have to use our father and deceit to do this. And I'm thinking, why didn't they go, and I know it's not historical story, but go to Abraham and ask for help and say, you know let's live life together this way, a new way. So it's kind of like sometimes even when the institution is destroyed, we still don't accept a new and better way. Like we just dig deeper to institutionalize ourselves again. But maybe you could speak a little bit more on that.
Yes.
Just something I was thinking about.
It's a good question. There is a saying that you can take a person from an exile. Yes, but the exile is still in him. So the institutional is so printed, yes, in us that even if you take someone from the circumstances, is still behave in the same manner. This is just a lore that comes to me that I would just children lore that I read. It is so beautiful. There was a farmer or a fisherman, very, very poor, barely bring to fish at home. I mean, live on a minimum. Yeah. And every night when he used to go to sleep, he used to hear a sound from the other room, chip, 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 chip. It was the sound of scissors. And whenever he wanted to go to sleep, he heard the sound of scissors. And he asked his wife, why every night I hear the sound of scissors? And she said, I used the scissors to cut, patches, quilt from the old dress, like squares, yes? And I cut it every night that I will have patches to fix my current dress, which has holes. They were poor. So what could he say? She has a torn dress. She wants to fix it. This is the way to fix it. So he keeps silence. And every night she is like returning to the same format. When he goes to sleep, she comes with a scissor, chip, 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 chip. She cutting the fabric to make squares, to make patches for the torn dress. Until one night he had it, just had it. So in the morning he was fishing for more fishes, yes? And he went to the market and sold the fish for a very, very good price, a lot of money. And he came home and told his wife, hey, dear wife, look, there's a good salary today from the fish. Go and buy yourself a beautiful dress. There's enough for the dress and for the accessories. And the next day she went and bought for herself a very beautiful dress with many layers and accessories. And he was happy when he saw the dress. He said, oh, finally I will now go to sleep and have a quiet, peaceful night. When he goes to sleep, put his head on the pillow, he hear again, chop, 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 the scissors. And he says, my dear wife, what do? You already have a most beautiful dress. What do you do now? And she said, I'm cutting the new dress and make from the new dress, I make patches, yes, to correct and to fix the old dress. Yes, this is a beautiful legend. She had the most beautiful dress in town with accessories. Everything is just perfect. Her husband is happy. He gave her what she needs. And what does she do at night? She sits with a new dress with the layers, crinolina in the 18th century, 19th century, and what? Chup, chup, chup. Cut squares from the new dress, the new lace, for what? For the old torn dress of yesterday. So self cannot get out of self. This is what defines her. What do you do at night, or who I am? I'm just cutting patches. I'm making patches. It doesn't matter if it's old, new. Self cannot get out of self. This is a personal doership. In a way, it's a very good question. The wife of Lot stayed because she could not keep herself from looking back. But also the father and the daughters also. Maybe they escaped for a few kilometers, yes, from the city, yes. But in their mind, they could not perceive that the option that a new or open world is possible. Only what they know. And if they saw in their eyes, and their description, when they see how the fire is going through Sodom, and they believe what the eyes see, this is finite. Yes? They saw fire in Sodom and they believe to what their eyes see. This is finite. Finite self. Yes, there is finite self, the tree of knowledge, believes whatever he sees or she, and there's infinite spirit. Those are two opposite things. Abraham, in a way, represents, and Isaac, the infinite, while Lot, the finite self. also the daughters, also the wife, also Sodom. Yes, Weinreb says that Sodom is defined by overdevelopment. People think that the people of Sodom were stupid, but no, they were very, very wise, externally wise. The gardens were green, the swimming pools were, they lived like filthy rich people, not miserable at all. And this is not a historical story. People, filthy rich people, can live in great mansions with infinite swimming pools, airplane, yachts, but they still, in their head, this is what they have, the square mindset. That I am the man who made all of this. It's by my own merit, my own power. I am the owner of fields and so on. This is Sodom. Yes. There is no righteous man in Sodom, because there's a question, Tzaddik Besdom, Shlomo is asking. Tzaddik, a righteous man. Yes, in Sodom, because the Tzaddik comes from the Tzad. Yes, Tzad is a side. Yes, like the wife is, yes, is taken from the side. Yes. So the righteous see things from different perspective. Yes, outside of the box. This is the virtue of the righteous, to see things in a different tone, in a different way, in a different perspective. Yes, but inside of the institution, everybody thinks the same. This is the definition of institutional thinking. You cannot have lateral thinking in an institution because everybody thinks the same. So the question, yes, that Abraham asked about righteousness, yes, in Sodom, this is a logic question. This is not a personal story. It's a logic question. In a place of institutional thinking or rational thinking, there is no lateral thinking. This is why they need who in Egypt? They need Joseph. Yes, Joseph has lateral thinking. Pharaoh cannot solve his dream. Two. He had two dreams. He cannot solve. His ministers or helpers cannot solve his dreams. Can't. But Joseph can. Because, and he's the tzaddik. He's the tzaddik. Yes? As, in a way, the Bible says, in the book of Psalms, he is described as tzaddik. Yes? In the book of Amos, why is he righteous? Because he has a lateral thinking. Yes. Yes. Lateral thinking, parallel, parallel, parallel. Non-linear thinking. Parallel, you know what parallel thinking is? Non-linear, parallel. Yes, yes, parallel. meaning not from here. What is a lateral? Is it the first time you hear the term of lateral thinking, non-linear thinking? Is it the first time you hear it? Okay. So usually there is a, I would say, game, or when people usually have this activity when new people are coming together. Yes, let's say team of workers or engineers or teachers, and to introduce themselves to each other, but not formally. There is like kind of a game. Everybody's sitting, yes, around, each one in his chair, and the one who is, let's say, guiding the conversation is handing a sack, yes, with objects, yes, and each one of the participant looks at the sack and chooses for himself, for herself, an object. There are glasses, pens, magazines, all kinds of things. And let's say like 10 different people are in the room, and each one take an object, and he speaks about it. This is the way he speaks about it. Also, he can open up, or also the other can hear him. And this is the way for them to meet each other as new team. Yes? So, and it depends, yes? So sometimes and most of the times, when we pick an object from a sack or a box, we pick something that we feel for, that represents something in us, and we are not aware of it. And sometimes we don't know why we pick this up, yes, this object, or hold it in the hand. So this is because this is not rational. What is a rational thinking or linear thinking? Linear thinking is, let's say, I need to draw a triangle, yes, and I need for this a ruler. Yeah, 1 second. Yes, 1 second. So what is linear thinking? Yes, from A to B. We need to draw a triangle. We need a ruler, a page, and a pencil. Yes? And this is how we draw triangle. Yeah, this is from A to B what we need to do. This is how to do things. This is linear. But non-linear or parallel is something that in a way is not coming from here. Do you understand, Cindy? You walk in the street and you see something, let's say, a boat in the vitrina, yes? Like a boat, sailboat, like Columbus sailed to America, let's say. And you look at it, and at the moment there is no Columbus, yes? And it's not the 15th century, late 15th century, but once you see, yes, the sailing, you remember the story and you remember the voyage. This is a lateral thinking. Yes, because what is the need, the linear need now to see this sailing? Because we are not using this boat to sail anywhere for vacation, yes? It's like far memory. It comes like, it doesn't need to be, I would say, how should I say this, is not utilized thinking. Yes, because usually what happens, people do or move for what is necessary. Yes, there is a need to do something and they go for it. So this is rational. Need to be in airport at 10, so you take a train or you take whatever, and this is from A to B. Yes, but if you walk somewhere and you see some kind, a book, yes, or you smell some kind of scent and something kind of memories, this is not rational. This is lateral thinking. There is there isn't anything or nothing which is happening in the moment that says that you have to do this. Yes? Lateral thinking is like being. There is no urge in it. There is no gravity in it. There is no need in it. Yeah. Yes, lateral thinking does not come from self. Excellent. Excellent, Yanis. Excellent. Lateral thinking does not come from self. Beautiful. This is why Joseph has to go to Egypt. Because what is the meaning of Egypt? Self. Just an example. I was in Germany once. It was springtime, and I never visited there before. I was there as English speaker. I heard German all the time. I knew only a few words in German. Everything is very, very different. It's beyond the Alpes. It's not Mediterranean feeling and relations. It is very, very different. And it was no preparation can prepare you when you are in a foreign place speaking different language. There is no preparation that can prepare you for this. Not because it's Germany, because it's just something that it's not rational. Everything works differently. People still, yes, breathing, walking, but everything is very, very different. And I was at the place I host, they offered to go to the beautiful market, not supermarket, but open market, which has a lot of colors, and in spring day and open market. And I remember that I was there and I was so happy. It was under the sky. People just opened their booths with like radish or something like vegetables or something uncounted, unsorted, just free. And I remember that moment of feeling very, very happy. I cannot explain this rational. Yes. It's like what you say, this is I don't it's nothing that has to do, like you say, with self. It's just being, and you see the radish or any kinds of vegetable that comes on spring, and it says, this, I cannot explain it. Because I did not need to buy those vegetables at that day. I did not need not to buy them, not to lift them, not to make anything of them as a meal to offer to someone or even to myself. I did not. I just was there, evidencing, smelling the day after the rain. They opened the market. And suddenly you're just being there, and it's beautiful. You don't need anything from the market. But just being there is happy. The happiness, this is lateral. Yes? Lateral because you see things, but there is no linear connection between. I don't need to buy radish. I don't need to buy lettuce. I don't need to take it, to buy it, to pay for it, to lift it, to or none of this. Just being there. This is lateral, because you're not engaged. Yes, you're not utilizing yourself to take it or to bring it, or no. There's I think, Wikipedia page about lateral thinking, how they encourage this. Yes, yes. Also the Shabbat. Shabbat is also being in lateral. Very good. It is parallel and not engaging us with things, with self, with utilities. Yes, beautiful. There are beautiful pages in Wikipedia, yes, in English, about lateral thinking. Beautiful. When person has no self-interest in something, and things are coming, yes, to this emptiness, to keep the nest empty, yes, with no eggs inside, no thoughts, no egoistic whatever. And when the nest is empty, things are coming. Yes, when there's no self-interest, there's space, and things are coming. This is lateral thinking. In a way, there is no need in it. You don't get money for it. Yes, because how can you motivate people? Usually people are being motivated when they get a fierce salary or some kind of a compensation. Yes, kids are like this. Yes, kids are like this. Yes. 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 This is interesting. To be without self-interest. From there, with no gravity. Self-interest is like gravity. So with this beautiful term, lateral thinking, and righteous, Joseph is righteous lateral thinker in Egypt, we are sealing this conversation, Shabbat conversation, and I would like to thank each and every one of you for participating in it. Thank you so much, and Shabbat Shalom, and see you soon on Monday. תודה רבה.